What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Shaun Meehan, and joining me, as always, is Ghost Captain Conor Lawler.
Yeah, me mateys, I can't feel my body.
Because he's dead, of course.
No, just general, just numbness, just to life. Right. Yeah, no, just sadness, just ultimate sadness.
That's been going on a while, has it?
Just the teething. The teething's got to be an out scurvy a little bit as well.
So it's guilt is what's numbing you.
The worst. Whose line is it anyway episode anyone's ever had?
Just really bring the vibe down.
Everyone's like, this is not funny nor entertaining.
Conor, what is Hero or Zero all about if this is someone's first episode?
This is the Hero Zero. This is Hero Zero, I should say. This is the show where we choose one comic book character every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, so we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. Now, I normally choose DC characters, and Shaun normally chooses Marvel characters, along with maybe doing a terrible intro where he does like some weird improv that I am a different character and or job, I suppose.
I would say if my improv partner was fucking better, those intros they'd kill.
But true improv is knowing your partner's shit and working around
trusting them to do it anyway.
But you probably were keeping in line with what's going on over on the Patreon, Shaun, because it is June. That means we got to choose the movie. And we chose, well, I'm going to say you chose, because it is your birthday month, that you chose that we review Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Dead Man's Chest?
Dead Man's Chest, exactly. And if you're listening to this episode, that episode is up on the Patreon at the minute.
Yes, so if you are a patron, just head on over there. We have the movie review is up. We have movie reviews for loads of, like, I don't know how many movies at this stage, many years of movies. So what, every single month, the patrons get to decide, and you all just get to vote. And we pick them from a hat, and we review them. Most of them that are chosen, you guys pick terrible movies for the laugh. I respect it. But for May and June, because it's Shaun's birthday month and my birthday month, we get to choose the movie. So I chose Maze Runner last month because Shaun hadn't seen it, and he has chosen Pirates of the Caribbean 2, the one with the big wheel.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good, and I plead the case for the big wheel.
I will not say my opinion on it. You'll have to listen to the review.
Patreon exclusive content, folks.
But Shaun, it is Hero Zero. If this is someone's first episode, they don't have to do anything. If it's their second or above, I'd appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share.
I'd appreciate it as well.
A comment would be absolutely legendary. Spotify will ask you a question at the end of the show. Fill something in, maybe a character you want us to do. Maybe just comment chair. People always do that. So
hell yeah, they do.
Do whatever you want. It's absolutely fine. But Shaun, it is your week. It's Marvel's week. I'm excited to know what character you're doing because they're probably so bad.
See, I think it's pretty cool, Conor, because I just came back from Dublin before starting this recording, and there's some rumblings around Dublin that there's a certain tour going on with the lovely Miss Swift.
Yeah.
So
you're choosing your words carefully here. You don't want to start any wars.
I like Taylor Swift. I think
I'm saying, but like you couldn't say even slightly negative.
Oh, not at all. Well, I wouldn't. You might.
Off mic, you told me you thought you were shit.
Hey now.
No, you have a weird knowledge of like early album Taylor Swift, I remember, and I just like, you were like, oh yeah, her second album, with that like the third track, do you remember that? And I was just like, no, but fair fucks.
Look, what can I say? I piqued my interest early, but there was a rumour going back a while that Taylor Swift was going to play a character in the MCU, that being the character of Dazzler, who is the most successful pop star in the Marvel universe.
I do vaguely remember that. I can't remember what movie that was for, or is that just for like the upcoming thing?
I think it was rumoured for Deadpool and Wolverine to be like a cameo.
Right, yeah, okay.
And that's been poo-pooed, and apparently it's not happening, but also it could still happen.
I mean, she probably could be in it. It's fine.
She's about to wrap up the tour, so
she's very busy, to be fair.
So we've covered Dazzler before, but I just thought I'd give a bit of an updated view because I think it was one of the earlier episodes that I covered her.
Yeah, and like Dazzler is a character that I think is very famous as an idea. I think people who like X-Men or have known anything about it, you kind of have heard vaguely about Dazzler. Hasn't really appeared in any of the movies. She was in
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, with Sophie Turner. The last Dark Phoenix, the one with the Magneto train fight.
The Magneto train fight, which
Magneto
we'll forgive that movie everything because of Magneto train fight.
The best scene ever done in X-Men movies, so like we have to remember that. But all I kind of know anyway before we did the report was kind of like, okay, bright colours, singer, has the power of music on their side.
Yeah, and so you're not wrong. Her whole thing is she can convert sound to energy.
Okay.
She was conceived in early 1979 as part of a deal between Marvel Comics and Casablanca Records, who they wanted to do a tie-in thing where there would be comics and actual music coming out in our world from the character Dazzler.
So they were going to like create a fake pop star to mirror what was happening in the comic books.
Yes. And this was the plan. That deal eventually fell through. Like it was too much. It was too difficult to do. And it was a weird concept to do in like the early 80s.
I mean, there's never been a more like studio created singer than like it's not natural in any way.
Yeah, it's fully synthetic.
Okay.
Whereas now like that you have like Vocaloid and Hatsune Miku and stuff like that. Like that does exist now. But back then it wasn't doable. But they liked the character of Dazzler that they created, so they started putting her into comics. So her first appearance was in Uncanny X-Men number 130, and created by Tom DeFalco and John Romita Jr., who are some of the best X-Men writers that there ever been. She is born Alison Blair, and she was born to Carter and Catherine Blair in the Long Island suburb of Gardendale in New York. Her parents had a tense relationship because her father was working towards his law degree, while her mother was a free-spirited entertainer. Ultimately, this led to Catherine walking out on Carter while Alison was still a baby, leaving Carter to raise his daughter with the help of his mother, Bella Blair.
It's funny, the minute you said free-spirited, I was like, they're kind of doing like weird quoted language of she's a fucking dickhead.
Yeah. Hippie. You know, like, goes by the beat of her own drum.
By the beat of her own drum, yeah. Like, you might not like me, but that's just who she is. You know what I mean? She's her. That's just like it's a load of things you say at an Irish funeral for someone who's died who was a bit of a dickhead. Like, look, they went to the beat of their own drum, didn't they? Yeah. You know what I mean?
She was he knew himself.
He knew himself. Now, none of us liked him, but he knew him fucking self.
So, as Alison entered adolescence and she developed dreams of becoming a singer, her father, who had completed his degree and was now a judge, became very intolerant of the singing idea. So he forced Alison to choose a new life path. She would go on to become an academic star and continue on the path to law school. However, her grandmother was more sympathetic and was like, no, do your creative stuff. That's good for you.
This is going to make a great movie because the grandmother's going to be everyone's favourite character.
Oh, yeah. She's going to be a cool grandma.
Yeah, like, of course. She's not your regular old grandma. Cool grandma.
So Alison manifested her mutant abilities while performing at a junior high school dance. So she has the ability, she can turn sound into light energy. The first time this activated, she blinded everyone in attendance at the dance.
So, okay, I'm going to probably ask a question straight up. So she's able to turn sound into lights, yes, but not like lasers. Or can she turn them into lasers?
She can turn them into lasers, but she can do a bunch of different, it's not just lasers. She can do like explosions.
She has offensive weapons, is what I'm saying to you.
Oh yeah, she can just blind everyone in a fight.
Oh, okay,
immediately.
Cool.
Like she's emitting radiation essentially. Like,
you don't want to be emitting radiation.
Nah, it's never good.
There's
never a good story about emitting radiation. For years, Alison kept her. So it was treated as like a freak accident. She kept her powers a secret from those closest to her, further alienating herself from her father. By the time she reached university, she began to explore her powers and her musical ability together. She crafted her own performance suit, accessories, and named herself the Dazzler. And it was at this point that she decided to abandon her father's dream for her. While at the graduation ceremony, she told her father that she would not be attending the law school that he had selected for her and would instead pursue life as a singer without her father's blessing or financial support.
Oh, and the emotional thing is he's like, you're just like your mother.
Just like your mother, you're leaving me for creativity.
Your mother was the fucking worst. She was a free spirit. She knew herself. To be fair to her, oh lads, we were all kind of talking about her, fair play to her. But at the same time, beat of her own drum and all that, a dickhead. A dickhead to the very end.
But, like, to Dazzler's credit, she's like, no, I'm just going to do this on my own because this is what I want to do.
Like, you gotta respect that.
You gotta respect the hustle. She used her light-based powers as a draw for her performances, taking the sound of the music and converting it into displays of colour that got her several gigs in New York clubs and discos. Perfect for the 80s. Like, just...
It's just like the disco vibe, like, completely.
Yeah. And so she also knew she couldn't tell everyone that she was a mutant and could do this. So she just tells everyone, oh, it's a technological secret.
Oh, okay. So, although to be fair, so she's in like the shittest clubs of all time with the greatest light shows ever. And you're like out for a night in a nightclub and you're like, holy shit, this is the most amazing, like a stadium level light show I've ever seen.
100%. And like she brings that with her. So if you're a club that can't do that kind of thing and you just get this person in, you suddenly have the best light show in New York.
But surely they must know.
It's a technological secret and it's the 80s.
If you're like the club guy and you're like the lights guy in the club, like you've worked there for 30 years, you clock in, you clock out.
You know exactly what those lights are capable of.
You know exactly what lights are where, and this fucking one shows up and there's just fucking sparklers going up everywhere. You're like, this club doesn't have any sparklers.
Technology's not that good now, is it?
What's going on in it? There's fireworks.
So while the lie about the technological secret was able to fool club managers and other people in her life, it did not escape the notice of Emma Frost, the head of the Hellfire Club, or Professor Charles Xavier, founder and mentor of the X-Men. Both groups, so the Hellfire Club and the X-Men, sent entourages to one of her performances. So the X-Men sent Phoenix, Cyclops and Nightcrawler. And the Hellfire Club sent a group of Hellfire Knights to take her by force. The combined powers of Dazzler and the X-Men suppressed the foes and freed other members of the X-Men who were being held captive by the Hellfire Club.
I like how the Hellfires just never learn. Like, they're always like, everyone wants to join Charles's team because he asks.
Yeah.
Now, what we'll do on the next one, we'll kidnap them. And then they'll really want to join us.
That's the thing, guys, because if you ask them, they might not want to join.
They might not want to, and our feelings are going to be hurt. And so, I don't like rejection, so put them in the fucking van.
Ask them, put them in the van. So after defeating the Hellfire Club, Professor Xavier offered Allison a position within the X-Men, but she declined, deciding to focus on her singing career. So she's still just like, I just want to be a singer.
She has no interest in, like, saving the world.
No, she likes singing.
She's going to save the world through dance.
Which in many ways you can.
Don't know
as I've often said about Miss Swift.
Don't know if you really can, but like you can make people feel good for a little bit.
Band-Aid helped.
But Geldof is now, he's turned into a dick.
Yeah, he's turned into a bit of a cunt.
He's one of ours and we kind of have to back him, but at the same time we can't back him.
But like we can back him as in he used to be sound.
Yeah, he used to be sound is what we can.
Yeah. But then the world got to him, and then
they ruined our boy.
If he had just stayed here, he would have been grand.
He should have stayed in Ireland. You wouldn't go astray here. Nobody's allowing you to get a big head.
No, you won't get too big for your boots.
No, fuck
here.
that.
So Alison's technological secret may have been safe regarding the average citizen, but for the US government, they were very interested in this seemingly creating light energy out of nothing technology.
Are they going to adopt the ask nicely approach or throw her in a van approach?
She was thrown into a van by Project Pegasus
of course.
Against her will to undergo several strenuous tests regarding her mutant powers.
Bag over the head into the van.
You better believe it, buddy. While at Pegasus, Dazzler witnessed several other superpowered beings being held captive, including Ulysses Claw, a man who is made of sound. That won't come into things later,
Probably
I bet.
won't ever come up again.
As time went on, Allison became increasingly intolerant towards the members of Project Pegasus. The researchers found that Alison had no natural limit to her abilities and theoretically could be the most powerful mutant on Earth with unlimited energy potential. So if she keeps getting sound energy, she can just keep making lights.
So, like, the only way to stop her is to have a world like A Quiet Place.
Pretty much, yeah, because she can't use sound from her own body.
She has to use it from somewhere else.
Yeah, so, like, she can't sing and make it. The one exception is snapping her fingers, because I think that somehow counts, but...
I think that's probably just for a story beat that they needed to use, and they were like, snapping her fingers is fine, don't worry.
We're in a corner here.
Yeah, we kind of wrote ourselves into this. No, I think that's really fascinating. So, like, you have this basically godlike power.
Yeah.
On this person that doesn't want it.
And this person who just wants to be a singer.
Fascinating. Love that.
Really, really fun. So she had unlimited energy potential. Intolerance swiftly turned into aggression, and upon witnessing Ulysses' claw being tested on by Pegasus technicians, Alison inadvertently freed the villain. Claw then turned his energies upon her, unaware that her mutant ability transformed sound energy into light-based energy. As Dazzler began to absorb Claw's essence, she found that she could not stop the process. Dazzler fully absorbed Claw, storing him as light energy in her body.
Hang on. So, Ulysses' Claw is now inside that woman.
Well, the sound that was Ulysses' Claw. The man's fully dead.
The being that was.
The being that was is now no longer.
Right, so... Right, okay. Well, that seems like a bit of murder, to be honest.
She doesn't feel great about it.
And she's not able to ask him how he feels about it.
Nah.
No, because he's dead.
He's dead. She killed him. But feeling bad after killing him, Dazzler used the energy she had stored up to free herself from the confines of Project Pegasus. The strong energy signature alerted the cosmic entity Galactus to the young mutant, who, it was always going to go off the rails at some point.
At some point, Galactus always shows up in every X-Men story, and the question comes up, is he in his little short shorts, or is he proper Galactus?
You better believe it's little short shorts. In the 80s, of course it is.
Little short... Actually, no, I misspoke there. Little short shorts is proper Galactus.
Yeah, it's the only one I'll accept.
Cloud Galactus.
Never Cloud Galactus,
Never
please.
Cloud Galactus.
So, the... Galactus abducted Dazzler as a means of retrieving his renegade herald called Terrax.
Why do all these people keep fucking kidnapping her?
Yeah, just give her a choice, man. Galactus imbued Dazzler with the power cosmic, a source of unlimited sound energy, which allowed her to go into a black hole and retrieve Terrax, the herald. So,
right.
So black holes absorb everything, including light. So Dazzler, now being that she has the power cosmic, has unlimited sound energy, which she can turn into unlimited light. So she basically just has like a light emanating from her. The black hole's taking that away, but she's fine.
Okay, I've a follow-up question of how is she creating the light with no sound in space?
Because she has unlimited sound energy now. Because of the power cosmic.
You know what? I actually had a very good question there.
That was a very good question.
That sounded really nerdy. And I don't genuinely care. Like, it's fine. It's comic books. It doesn't have to make any sense.
Yeah.
I sound like a comic book guy in The Simpsons. Like, actually, there's no sound in space. So it shouldn't have been here.
I'm sure there is a reason.
Nobody was thinking about that in 1984.
No. We didn't know what space was back then.
No, not at all.
So Dazzler succeeded in her task and compassionately convinced Galactus to pardon Terrax and let her return to Earth. And from there, she hangs out with the X-Men. She becomes a successful singer, all this kind of stuff. I just like that she becomes a god.
She went from godlike power to just kind of chilling out.
Yeah. They're just doing her own thing.
And wait, sorry, does she keep the cosmic power?
No, she gives that back once the job is done.
Okay.
She's like, she's had enough. In terms of powers, her main thing is sound conversion, so she can transduce, this is going to be a tough read, transduce sonic vibrations, which reach her body, into various types of light. It operates over a grand range of frequencies and a great variation of sound pressure levels, regardless of the complexity, dissonance, or randomness of the sound. For example, a car crash and a symphonic passage of equal duration will both produce the same amount of sound energy.
I was literally just about to ask, does it matter how loud the sound is?
So it matters how loud it is, but it doesn't matter where it comes from. It's just vibration.
Okay, but like, say, like a raindrop, she can't create like a full-on fucking attack from a raindrop.
No, but she'll get something from it.
Yeah, it's just like a little spark.
Yeah, like if it was a hurricane or something.
Oh yeah, then yeah, okay, cool.
Then, you know, because it's a lot and it's all amplified and stuff like that. Dazzler prefers using music when possible. She'll often fight with headphones on, which I think is pretty rad.
That's actually a really good idea.
And also the steady beat provides a more constant source of sound rather than like one big explosion and then it tapers off.
Oh yeah, because you'd have lots of power, but then you have no power immediately afterwards.
Yes, exactly. She was able to absorb the explosion of an entire galaxy once, and she also can absorb the sonic waves from Black Bolt's voice. And Black Bolt's whole thing is that he has the strongest voice in the universe, and
she's able to control that.
She's able to just negate it, like
right.
She just soaks it all up, and then she has light energy.
My question then is Ulysses Claw still inside her?
No, because I think he got turned into light by this point.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh yeah, poor Andy Serkis is dead.
Oh, he did. Okay, cool.
Fully. He comes back, of course.
Yeah, of course, but he was butchered for a little bit.
Oh, big time. She can also use echolocation, just from listening where the vibrations come back to her. She can produce numerous light effects, such as a blinding flash, lasers that can cut through anything.
Oh, fantastic.
Photon blasts, illumination, strobes, dazzle. She can create a cascade of sparkling lights which mess with people's equilibrium. She can create holograms. She can fly using a column of light beneath her.
I mean, that is completely just made up. They were like, oh, we need to get her to one place.
Yeah, she needs to go up some stairs real quick.
Who ask any fucking questions?
She can create a light mist, creating a fog around an area. She can create a destructive shield that will vaporise small projectiles that come into her. And she can emit omnidirectional ultraviolet light, with sufficient energy to destroy metal objects and metal structures. She's immune to light. She's immune to sound. She has superhuman hearing. And at the minute, she has a resurrection factor, so she can't really be killed either. She's a talented singer, actress, dancer.
I love that roll call. Just like, ultimately a god, completely unkillable, can murder anybody, very good as a baritone, very good at a backing chorus,
can do the cha-cha slide
while butchering people.
And then she possesses normal human strength for a woman of her age, height and build, who engages in regular exercise.
She doesn't need to fucking have strength. She can just blow everyone up.
Yeah, just make a big laser.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, fuck. Okay.
So that's Dazzler, boy.
It seems like she's godlike.
Pretty much, yeah, but you always write it back as the character being like, no, I just want to sing.
So, I mean, it must be fascinating then, because it's a character created for something specific. And as far as I know, it doesn't get used a lot in the comic books.
No, she has recently, within the last 3 months, I think, there is a new run of Dazzler comics coming out.
Okay.
Presumably because someone is cast as Dazzler in one of the films.
But like in between like the 1980 and like 2023, like probably doesn't appear that often.
No, she'd be on the roster, like she'd pop up in a few stories, but she was nowhere near like Cyclops or Wolverine levels of
There's
popularity.
A question. Can Cyclops hurt her?
She's immune to light, but Cyclops' optic blasts are not light, they're kinetic force from another dimension.
True, but it comes out in laser form, which she could technically control.
But she couldn't control the lasers.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. But she is light doesn't affect her and sound doesn't affect her. Yeah, okay.
Light doesn't affect her, but Cyclops is putting out like concussive solid.
Yeah, okay.
He's basically throwing bricks at people with his eyes.
That's basically. His power would be so much funnier if it was just bricks.
That's so... Brick Boy. That's a quick hero or zero on Cyclops.
Right? Running in and just like throwing a brick at Hugh Jackman.
I'd wager he'd get frustrated and just try it one time.
Fuck you, right? There we go. I mean, a fantastic character that I think is very much more famous for like just the name and the idea than just like what she can do, because I think it kind of starts as a joke and then you're like, oh wait, no, she's too powerful, and then they were probably afraid to go really far in with her.
Yeah, which is why this new run I'm really excited for, because presumably she's going to do wild shit. Yeah,
like if she could just fight Galactus all the time.
Pretty much, yeah. She was also playable in the X-Men arcade game, if you ever played that.
Who wins in a fight, her or Emma Frost? See, I think Emma Frost takes everybody.
Emma Frost just has so many powers and is an expert at all of them. That I think Emma Frost takes most people in Marvel.
In my experience, Emma Frost normally just kills everyone.
Yeah. Emma Frost, when she's a good guy, is fascinating. Because it's just like, oh, there's no threat anymore.
No, there's no point. No matter what happens, we have it.
We have Emma Frost here.
Especially when we have her and Charles on the same team. Like, there's literally nothing that can go wrong.
Like the two most powerful telepaths.
Oh no, they took out her telepath. Oh wait, no, we got the other one.
We got the other one. She also has diamond skin, so you can't control her mind.
Yeah, it's fucking... We've actually done it. I think we did a report on Emma Frost, but that was like years ago.
Ages and ages ago. It's probably due for an update because a bunch of shit
really good
happened.
Character as well. Yeah, but I really love Dazzler. I'm going to make a prediction that she will be in Wolverine and Deadpool.
I think she is. I think it'd be weird if she wasn't.
I mean, the way to look at it is, with that movie, everyone is in it for at least maybe 30 to 40 seconds and then they just move on.
Yeah, I don't think that she's going to be key. Like, I think she might even just show up on TV.
Yeah, I mean, like, she'll be in it. Ben Affleck's Daredevil. You got Jennifer Garner coming back as Elektra. I think
Sabretooth is in it, apparently.
Yeah, I think everyone's coming back for just like a day. 2 days on set, 1 day probably on set. Yeah. They show up, they film them, and then they move out. Like, as we mentioned, the Brad Pitt thing on Deadpool 2, just come in for an hour or two.
There's probably people that, like, they've done it in their own house on a green screen and they've just sent Marvel on the footage.
Yeah, I mean, and look, I think that's fun. Let's do that. Let's throw them all in for the laugh. It's Deadpool.
We'll see what happens come July. Is that when that comes out?
I think it's July. But yeah, so anyway, if you like this episode, we have done hundreds of these characters before. We have covered, I think, a wide array at this point of everyone. Good ones, bad ones. Some of them are pretty terrible, but some of them are pretty
genuinely
good.
Awful.
That we would really recommend reading some stories about them. But as I said, if you like all this, go back and check out some of your favourite characters. There's probably an episode on them. And if there isn't, please message us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Let us know who you want us to do, because we got a big list and we're adding to them. But yeah, if you can follow us on all the socials, we mentioned the Patreon at the top. As I said, 5 stars on Spotify would be amazing. But most importantly, just tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
So I have been Conor Lorraine.
I have been Shaun Meehan.
And we shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.